Hi, I'm Bob Auerbach, and I'm a facilitator of family constellation workshops. Now, a lot of people haven't heard of this work, and obviously are reasonably would like to know what is it about and what it might do for them. Well, I can tell you about a friend of mine who went through a family constellations workshop a few years back. And he, most of his life, had been very estranged with his brother. Anytime they talked, there tended to be a lot of acrimony. And he really wanted to get to the bottom of this. So he came to a family constellations workshop. His brother wasn't there, didn't know that it was even taking place. And he did a constellation that involved his brother and their relationship, amongst other things. And that evening, his brother called him. And as though he were a totally changed person, as though the dynamic in the relationship had just completely changed. It was positive, it was friendly. It was a very kind of miraculous shift in his relationship with his brother. And that kind of thing happens often with this work. It can affect members of the family who aren't present, who don't even know anything about it. So basically, what this work is based on is the notion that if there's ever anything unhealed in our family trees, in our family system, going back any number of generations, that what will happen in each succeeding generation is that somebody will tend to step forward into those same patterns, or patterns that are energetically very similar. Now, since they're not aware of what they're doing, it's an unconscious process, typically what happens is that it's just more suffering passed on down, as it says in the Bible, from the 7th generation on down. So basically, what you would experience if you came to a family constellation workshop is you would work with a facilitator with whatever blockage you might want to clear up in your life, something that was stopping you from moving forward, say, in your finances or in your close personal relationships. It could be any number of things. And the way you might know that family constellations might be useful for you at this time is just if it's something that you've worked on all your life and you haven't really gotten final resolution around it, or something that you can't identify any real cause for it being there in the first place based on your own life experience, then often that can be traced back to what we call generational issues, things that just go back a long time and have been handed down. So the way the work actually occurs is that in a group setting, you pick out the members of your family system that might be relevant, and you go around the room and you ask different participants to be surrogates, to stand in for those family relationships. And once they're all placed, once you've picked out all those people and they're standing in the middle of the room, that is the constellation. And then people tend to, what seems almost miraculously, those surrogates tend to get information about the people they're standing in for. They tend to have emotions and feelings, posture and physiology that clearly are not theirs and that do belong to that family system that they're representing. And by the end of a constellation, there's usually been a rather profound soul level change and healing that has taken place.
And who are you and what is your qualifications and who are you doing this with?
So as I mentioned, I'm Bob Auerbach, and a lot of my background is in Rolfing bodywork. So clearly, of course, as we've all come to recognize, the body and the mind are inextricably tied together. So, but beyond that, over the last few years, I've been studying family constellation work with Mark Rowland at the Hellinger Institute of Western Pennsylvania. And Bert Hellinger is the fellow in Germany, a psychotherapist, who developed this work.
And if they'd like more information?
Well, if they'd like more information, I can be contacted at area code 313-843-0619.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.